morning. It's Weezy FS1. Skip the BS and put everybody after VS. PS, all I spit is FACTS. The best, skip Bayless, yes, say less. Top of the top, apex, everyday flex. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't poppin', I ain't trying to hate. Let's have a Jordan and LeBron debate. I got time today, dripping on the chain. My diamonds say what they gotta say. If you think it's a game, I commentate, I ain't gotta play. On in the morning, I own my opponent. My competition is not an issue, it's cotton tissue. Unconventional, controversial, convoluted, unconditional, undeterred and undisputed. Good morning.
Good morning. Unless maybe you're a Cowboy fan. It is time to skip the BS, Jerry. It's time for Undisputed. It's time to dive deeply into a fascinating NFL draft night with a former first overall pick in Keyshawn Johnson and a former first-round pick of the Dallas Cowboys, 11th overall, Michael Irvin. I guess that means Keyshawn was better than you.
Right, 111. And at 111, that's that good luck number. You know what I'm saying? That's that good luck number.
Oh, yeah, you did 11, too. Okay.
Yeah, 111. That's great. I
but wait a second. Wait a second. You wound up in the Hall of Fame, and he...
Well, first of all, Skip, here's what I'm going to tell you.
I knew I would push that button. Yeah,
don't try it. Circumstances a little bit different.
I would say.
But as I would always say before you go ahead and tee us up to the Cowboys, I wouldn't trade my career for anybody's except two guys.
Honor that.
If both of them got 3 rings.
That is true.
One dude sitting next to me and the other dude in Northern California. Outside of that, I'm good.
Okay.
But you know what, though? But to that brings up a great point, though, Keith. When you were picked 1 overall, it really was the worst team in the National Football League, picking 1 overall. Now Chicago really wasn't the worst team in the National Football League, and they picked first number 1 overall.
Time out. He did go to the worst team, and then Jimmy came, and then Troy came, and then Emmett came, and then
we also both share other things in common. Yeah. We both went 1-15 in our careers. Right?
Yeah, boy, that was...
I went 1-15 my rookie year.
Well, that's a hard day, too, boy. You even walking around the city at 1-15.
Man, we went 1-15. The game that we won, Coach came in the locker room and said we still got a chance to make the playoffs because we can go 8-8.
Okay, just don't go 1-15 on this show today, and we'll be just fine. All right, so Michael and I talked yesterday about how much we wanted the Cowboys to take Graham Barton with their first-round pick at number 24. Clearly, Michael was hearing that they had their eyes on Barton, so was I. I was afraid the Eagles would take Graham Barton at 22 to replace Jason Kelce at center, but no, Graham Barton was there at 24. A potential perennial Pro Bowl center, a plug-and-play to replace Tyler Guyton, who, of course, went to Washington free agency. And Jerry Jones traded back to 29. He got an extra third-round pick. That's the 9th pick in the 3rd round to go with the 24th pick in the 3rd. And, of course, right on schedule, Tampa snatched Graham Barton at 26. And Baker Mayfield said, "Thank you, Jerry." At 29, Jerry took a player I've watched a whole lot, Tyler Guyton, who played left tackle at the school I grew up loving, the University of Oklahoma. He's a 6'8" athlete, but he's a huge project. He's no Graham Barton, and certainly not yet. And the Cowboys need instant impact from their rookies because they have lost so much in free agency and done so very little. So, Michael, would you please talk me off the ledge when it comes to Guyton over Barton?
Man, it's hard to talk you off the ledge, but let me attempt this in this way. Now, you do know this is the same regime. Now, I'm just trying to talk you off the ledge because that was the question. That's what you asked.
That's what
I asked. The same regime that has drafted offensive linemen like Tyron Smith, who's going to be a Hall of Famer.
No doubt.
The Travis Frederick. you know, he'll be teetering right there in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, he had to prematurely
stop it, but he'll be teetering for what he did. And certainly Zach Martin, all of those guys. And recently, Tyler Smith.
Give you that.
So they've had some
they've done a tremendous job.
Great.
And even if you go back to your days, they've done a tremendous job.
Right. You go back to those days, and if you go back to those days when you had that offensive line in place and had it intact was the most successful days.
Eric Williams and Larry Allen.
Eric Williams, Larry Allen, big fella Nate Newton, Mark Tuinei, God rest his soul and bless him, and Kevin Gogans and Mark Stephens, all of those guys. So offensive linemen are important. Did you know that also?
What's the other left tackle we had? The big dude, the big left tackle that played with me.
Flo Adams?
Flo, big Flo. Yeah, Flo was good. Flo was a Pro Bowler.
Man, right.
Yeah, big Flo was good.
Big Flo. I'm glad you got Flo in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We got big Flo in there because Flo is important. But when you start talking about, you start looking at it and you do a comparative analysis to what we saw Chicago do yesterday. Chicago pulled off a Houston Texan. Yep. You see what I mean? And got it all in one fair swoop. And you were like, ooh. So right now, everybody in Chicagoland, you feel like, yeah, you won a Super Bowl right here. And you're certainly got, you're going to be excited about the season. The Cowboys haven't done anything in free agency. You know, you signed Royce Freeman, and now you're going to get Tyler.
Royce Freeman.
Yeah.
Royce Freeman?
Back, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So that's why I understand you're on that
Gotta have
ledge.
bodies, Skip.
Yeah. I understand you're on that ledge, Skip. I was on that ledge, too, at 24. I'm like, wait, because we had them.
We had them.
We had them. And when you see the highlights now, let's be real. When you see the highlights, tackles are more important than centers. Sure. Every time you take tackle over center. Yeah. And if this thing pans out great, and the Cowboys, if they do use guy in their center at one tackle and then they want to drop and put Tyler Smith at the other, you can say, boy, they got the bookend tackles for the next 10 years. Yes. And that's a huge get if it plays out that way.
Ooh, look at that block.
But even watching Graham Barton, watching him on, all the draft shows, he looked a lot more polished. He looked a lot more polished, even though he was ranked 35th, third best interior lineman. And Guyton was ranked 36th, sixth best tackle.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So it's balancing around in the same area. I'm just trying to talk you off the ledge here, Skip. It's balancing around the same area. And if this kid pans out, this really would be a very good get. But everybody talks about it as a project. He has raw skills, but he needs some work.
Before you said pan out, what was the word that you used before you said pan out?
About what was it?
But you said if. See, that's the problem.
If
he pans out.
If it pans out.
But here's what I'm going to do for you, though,
But I gave you the backup of all the other greats that have panned out.
I get it, man.
I get it.
And they done a great job in Hudson Hawk was there and all that. I get it. I understand. I understand that. As I told you yesterday, they were not going to sit at 24. Tried to tell you that. You say, oh, no, we're going to get Graham.
But I think
they're going to move out of that spot. They probably overplayed their hand because they figured, I got two guys I like. I got the Graham kid and I got the Tyler. I got the Tyler Guyton kid from Oklahoma.
Right.
So they say, okay, we move down. Right. We can pick up a third-round pick in this year's draft because the seventh-round pick that we giving them, that he won't make the team anyway.
It's next year.
It's next year, and he probably ain't gonna make the team anyway. And if he does, it's practice squad.
But I don't give credit for that third-round pick until I see what you pick with that pick.
Well, I understand, but I got to give you credit for it because you got it.
Well, you got it, but if you did nothing with it, then why do I give you credit for it? So let me see what you do. If you give me a player that's going to participate this year, then I'm going to give you credit.
And that may be the case. They may have their eye on somebody. I'm not in the room. I'm just giving you. I'm trying to give you the positives.
Oh, we get Skip off the ledge.
Without putting you up there with Skip on the ledge.
Right, we helping Skip.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. So now I'm going to put you on the ledge with it. Because what you tried to tell me and sell me on was some words that I can't use on TV. Starts with a B and ends with some S's. But here's what I would say to you. You told me about all those great dudes, all the great ones that we played with, played against, all of that offensive line. Here's the problem that you have. None of them was graded by Pro Football Focus as a 63. Now, that 63 last season, that's not good.
Yeah, he's 14 starts. 29 starts.
It's not good. You got 14 starts out of 21 games you played in.
Right.
29.
29 games. That's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
If he's a late developer, sometimes
okay,
he's a late developer.
That's fine. You're a late developer.
It means he's closer to his floor than his ceiling.
None of them was rated that low. So it's a little bit of a reach, but it's a need because you had to address the offensive line.
We talked about this yesterday.
There was a need.
Yeah.
And anytime there's a need and you feel good about the grade on the person that's sitting on your board, you go ahead and you get him. It's not a sexy pick by no stretch of the imagination. It's not a sexy pick. It's not. And so when you look at it, let me ask you this, because you would know the question. Both of y'all might know the question is, why is it that Jerry and the Dallas Cowboys always reach for players in their region? Why? And when I mean that Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas region, is it that he's focused in on filling the seats with the fan base? Well, what is it?
Come on now.
No, I'm just asking.
Those seats are full.
That's what I was going to say.
Jerseys are selling.
I was going to say the seats are always full.
They're always full.
And the jerseys are always selling.
Right.
Okay, but
why is he always?
Okay,
because outside of Roy Williams, the safety.
Yeah, I know. Look,
that went to Oklahoma.
Bad boy.
The rest of them dudes in that region don't never pan out for y'all.
CD is panning out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come on.
Well, CD. Okay, you got me there. CD is panning out.
Yeah.
CD is panning out.
Yeah,
he has panned out. There is no panning.
Micah is from Pennsylvania, so it's not like they just keep doing it high in the draft.
But it's like every time I look up, though, there's an infatuation with that right up in there. It is, Skip. If you look at the history, and I'm trying to understand, why is he all? Do they? I know they do go outside of there because they've got on the West Coast and got guys.
I mean, Tyler Smith was from Tulsa, but it's not exactly Oklahoma or Texas. I mean, he was completely off the radar in Tulsa.
It's still the region, though.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, for the most part.
Their families are probably Cowboy fans, if it's what you're getting.
No, I'm just trying to understand why they always going in that direction.
Jerry's getting all those people just to sell more jerseys. He's not worried
No, they gonna
That's what it seems like you're insulated.
I'm just asking a question.
Why are we going down that road?
I'm just asking. I just wanted to know for my own self. That's all.
It's hard to get you off the ledge on this because you wanted something sexy. You wanted something exciting.
The dude is okay. Let's see what it is.
But the line pick was never going to be exciting.
No, it's not that.
Yeah, but you could have picked a better lineman is what Skip thinking. You could have stayed and got Graham.
And
I am
exciting.
I'm out of my mind about this because Graham Barton is going to be a stud because he is a pro's pro. He started 39 games, albeit at Duke, but he started 39 games. And he started all those games at left tackle. And the only reason he has agreed to project to center is because he's T-Rexy. He's got short arms, and he can play left tackle at a high level because he made first-team All-ACC at left tackle. And I'm not going to be shocked if they bring him in and they try him a little bit in the preseason games and he winds up at left tackle. It wouldn't shock me a bit. But his future, his home is going to be at center. And you know, and I know, we talked about it yesterday, how important the center position is.
So important.
And
it hurt me.
You know he's smart. He went to Duke. Let's start there.
And that's the most important part.
You got to be smart.
That's the most important part.
At
that position.
At that position.
And
everybody says,
wasn't the biggest dude in the world.
No, he was not. But
most centers aren't the biggest. Most centers aren't the biggest dudes.
Very smart.
Okay. And yet center position is the easiest to pick in the first round. The stat is that over the last decade, 92% of the centers picked in the first round are hits because it's something you can see and feel and project. Okay, so he is sitting there. And to Keyshawn's point, we are no longer in the luxury position of saying, let's get cute here. Let's back out of this. We'll pick up an extra third, and we might hit on that third. To your point, maybe they'll hit a home run with that high pick in the third round. But we are no longer in that position. We have had a mass exodus of free agents. We have signed virtually nobody except bodies, or maybe that Eric Kendricks will be pretty good as a sort of quarterback of a linebacker for Coach Zimmer coming in. I'll give you that, but that's it. This period, end of story, because Royce Freeman, are we actually bragging about Royce Freeman?
It's a body.
Okay, it's a body.
It's a body.
Okay, so here's my point.
Camp, you know.
Graham Barton started 39 games. I know Tyler Guyton because he started a grand total of 14 games in his career. He has extreme ability for his height. He is an athlete. Trust me. Trust me. And he is a long athlete who can envelop. He can pass block at a high level already. I'm watching my team last year. He can't run block a lick because here is the point. Michael, you know this and I know this. If we're talking about Tyler's and we're talking about Tyler Smith, what is his greatest quality? It's his nastiness, his edge,
that's what Barton had.
His
that's
drive. It's all that. And this kid, Tyler Guyton, is a real nice kid. He's an emotional kid and a sensitive kid, and he's a big, overgrown kid right now who could turn into something pretty special. But we are talking plug and play with Barton, and we are talking wait and see with Tyler Guyton. My team, your team, is not in wait and see mode right now because we can't take luxury picks. We need instant impact because the rest of the division is just getting better and better and better. Last night, everybody got better. You love that quarterback that Washington got. And all of a sudden, the Giants gave Daniel Jones a real live weapon, right? And again, you guys like Marvin Harrison over Neighbors, but still, they got somebody good. And Philly took the best cornerback on the board.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I'm saying, and wait, we reached for Tyler Guyton, who could be something in 3 years, but we don't have 3 years anymore. It's not like we are the 90s dynasty Cowboys coming off our third Super Bowl. If we were, and you picked Tyler Guyton after you guys won in 95, I'd say, way to go, Jerry, because you stockpile a potential Pro Bowl player. But that's not what's happening right now because you picked a kid who doesn't have. What did Eric Williams have in him? What did Larry Allen?
Was cold. That was a nasty.
Hey, they're just nasty. They're like these are cold-blooded killers on the football field. I don't think we just took that. And here's the point of Tyler Guyton. He started at TCU, and one game at TCU. Guess what position he started at? On offense, he started at H-back. That should tell you he's got athletic ability, like extreme, like maybe freaky athletic ability. Right. But to play that position the way you have to play it, you know Tyron Smith. What is he made of? He doesn't say much.
No,
but
he just plays football. He's a nasty dude.
He's just a nasty dude. He doesn't say a word.
Look, Tyler Guyton could grow into a nasty dude.
I don't know about. I don't know if you can grow into.
I'm not sure you can. Me neither. Not that kind of nasty. You can join with nasty guys, and we can call you a nasty offensive line.
Absolutely.
But you can't grow into Big E nasty. No, that's got to be something down in you.
We didn't say Big E. I'm saying the same thing you said, Michael. Growing in nasty with your group of offensive linemen, you can't be the feather with the rest of them dudes being nasty. You can't do it. And one of the things with him, though, Skip, you said 29 games. I just realized it's 21 overall games he played between Oklahoma and TCU in 2 seasons.
Okay.
That's it.
He was at TCU for 2 years. I think he redshirted a year.
Yeah, but he wasn't on the field much. So his inexperience.
It's extreme inexperience.
It's experience, but here's what I would tell you. I wouldn't panic because there's been a lot of offensive linemen throughout the years that have either moved from tied in to the offensive line, or even our guy in Philadelphia that came over that was a rugby player that just got the big payday. Mailata. He's now one of the best dudes in the league.
They had him on from Australia calling out the.
So you can't really start to panic yet. Okay. I understand it's not a sexy pick. Yeah. It's a laughable pick for me.
You know what? That's a good comp. You know? This kid could turn into Jordan Mailata because he's 6'8".
He could.
And we need to be careful. You know, we're talking about our disappointment. The happiest day in this kid's life.
Oh, is it?
And it's opportunity now. It's an opportunity because what we're measuring are the things that we see and what we may have heard. But nobody knows this kid's heart. And if he's playing for his team, you know, because he's in proximity like you're talking about, who knows what's going to produce from that?
You just don't know.
So I just want to make sure
it's not sexy.
Here's what I hate about this. There is now more of a spotlight on him because Jerry traded back, and Cowboy Nation is now fully aware, oh, well, there's that Graham Barton kid. And all of a sudden, you're going to pit Graham Barton over time against Tyler Guyton. And the spotlight, the scrutiny will be on Tyler Guyton. But remember, he didn't pick himself here. It's not his fault. If he doesn't pan out, it's Dallas's fault.
I like the fact that he's athletic. He played on the defensive side of the ball in the past. I mean, he's played at H-back. Yeah. He's athletic, so you could do some stuff with him to get him, even if it's not.
But the first thing they said when they talked about Graham Barton was, this kid is nasty.
Yeah.
And that's and that's all they
And this dude is ready.
He could have been like a Quentin Nelson type.
That's a good one. That's another good one.
I can't even take the win over when you said, well, tackle the center. That's the win, tackle the center, because it was really tackle to tackle. But with the ability to play center.
Yeah.
That's what Quentin Barton
And by the way, we need a left tackle, obviously, although Tyler Smith has the capability of moving out there and being just fine, but he would prefer to stay home at left guard. Okay, so Tyler Guyton started one game at Oklahoma at left tackle.
Right, but he's a right tackle.
I don't know the details of what happened, but it didn't work out, although I'm going to give the kid a break because the quarterback at that point was Dylan Gabriel, who is left-handed, and they switched him immediately to right, and it's in part because the blind side protector is the other side. It's flipped, okay? So, look, here's the point.
But he also says he plays better on the right, though.
Yeah, well, he does. I think he would prefer to be on the right, and we have a right tackle we just gave a whole lot of money to who's pretty good in Terrence Steele. So none of this makes great sense now. Maybe later it makes great sense. Maybe he'll turn into a Pro Bowl or maybe, I don't know, God knows, a Hall of Fame left tackle. But that's going to be 2 or 3 years down the road. And again, we don't have that. So to Keyshawn's point, we backed ourselves into a corner starting at 24 because it's a need pick. It's not a luxury of best player available, who's the best on your board, because I promise you, 2 things were operating. They were sitting.
The best lineman on the board probably is what that was.
Yeah, but
after Graham had gone, he was probably the best lineman they had on the board.
Okay, but Graham Barton, you just know they were sitting on him to get to 29. You just know they were hoping that would play, because then Jerry would look like a genius. Like, I got an extra third, and I still got my guy, right?
I was hoping too, Skip. I was right there hoping.
Or in all honesty, they had them in similar grades. So they didn't mind if he didn't go to 29.
I'll bet they didn't. I'll just bet you they didn't.
I don't know. I'm not in the room, Skip. I'm just telling you how you have to think about these things that, hey, one guy is graded as a 90 and the other guy is an 87. That's close enough for us. If we miss, we got to address each one of those positions regardless.
But it's not that, because one was said to be somewhat of a project in Guyton, and one was said to be
by who, though, Michael? Not by the Cowboys.
But by the so-called experts that are ranked. I'm just
Michael. Are you gonna listen to the so-called experts or the people in the room doing the damn picking?
You just listened to them. You told me the grade that some of them.
No, I just was giving you that to let you know that they wasn't the guys you talking about didn't have grades like this. I'm just letting you know.
All right.
That's all.
So, Keyshawn, I'm going to let you know. I promise you, when they got to 29, they had several players on their board ranked higher than Tyler Guyton.
So why take Tyler Guyton?
Because you need it.
Okay, so I can get a lineman in the second round then. Now what?
I don't know. It
ain't gonna matter. It's not gonna matter anyway. Based on what Philly and Washington's done in the division, it's not going to matter at the end of the day anyway for y'all. So it doesn't even matter.
What do you think? We're looking at last place next year?
I didn't say that, but y'all ain't going to finish it first.
No, don't. Come on now. Come on. Don't go there just because the Lakers.
I've got a lot of reservations made for our sit-downs next year.
Just because the Lakers are going to get swept. You can't come here to work today's Key because you had a bad night with your team and come in to spew stuff on other people's team.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's not a good
That's a very good point, actually.
Don't be a bad guy, Keyshawn. Just because your team is about to get swept.
That's a good point.
I'm a bad guy because y'all moved from 24 to 29 and picked somebody you could have gotten in the third round. It's my fault. My fault now, okay?
But I'd rather be a Cowboy than a Laker right now. That's all I know.
That's because y'all not playing. Wait till September.
Okay, we got to get this. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.